We will pay attention to rules of differentiation, so this will be the first video, and we consider this expression here where we have the derivative of the sum of these two functions f and g is equals the derivative of f plus the derivative of g, or else you can see this notation here when you have f plus g prime is equal to f prime plus g prime. We will going to show how we end up with this result, and we will use the in order to do the proof, we will use the definition of the derivative. So we will take the function h of x, which is the sum of the two functions f of x plus g of x. The derivative of the function with respect to x, we know that by definition we use the limit as h goes to 0, h of x plus h minus h of x over h. So we will substitute here. What is the function of h is the sum of f plus g. So this is f x plus h plus g x plus h minus f of x plus g of x. And this is over h. And of course h goes to 0. We will work out the numerator. This is minus f of x minus g of x over h. We will arrange the terms a little bit. So this is the limit as h goes to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x plus g of x plus h minus g of x, and this is divided by h. So we have this limit. This can be written as the limit of h going to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x over h plus the limit of h approaching 0, g of x plus h minus g of x over h. Of course, we know that we assume that f and g are continuously differentiable functions. So they are continuous functions, and the derivative is also continuous function. Assuming that these limits exist, we have that this is f prime of x plus g prime of x. This h of x is equal to the sum, so the prime of h is f plus g prime. So this is f prime of x plus g prime of x. We can do a brief review. So we would like to show that the derivative of the sum of the two functions is the derivative of the first function plus the derivative of the other function, and we assume that the functions f and g are continuous functions and they have a continuous first derivative. As a consequence, we take h to be the sum of these two functions. We take the definition of the derivative for h. We substitute the function h with the sum of f plus g. We do some rearrangements, and then we have this limit that splits into two limits of we have this limit, and this limit is the derivative, by definition is the derivative of the function f, and this limit is the derivative of the function g. As a consequence, finally we obtain that the derivative of the sum is equal to the sum of the derivatives of the functions. Similarly, this holds when you have the difference of the two functions f of x minus g of x prime is f prime of x minus g prime of x. And you can prove this by using the same mentality, the same approach that we have used before. So you can set a function to be, let's say, mu of x, and then take the definition of the derivative and do the calculations, and you end up with this difference of the two. You end up the difference of two derivatives of the derivative of f minus the derivative of g. You can do this as a practice, or maybe homework, let's say homework. Thank you very much for paying attention to this video. I hope that you have found this video useful, and until the next time, I hope you are doing well.